Okay. So, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. As I Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Today is the 11th of September, and Saturday, and this is our second lesson as part of our preparatory lessons for the CAIE in Australia. We had, in the first session, we had what the syllabus is like and which chapters are there, and in each chapter, what are the content, and what is something that you need to do, the must, and I shared that with you as well. So, inshallah, what we're going to do today is we have already done activity number 1. That is, as you can see on your screens as well. I told you on Thursday that you will be writing references. You have to select 2 topics from the articles of faith, and from those topics, then you have to learn the references. And so we have done that activity, and those of you who missed this lesson, please make sure you write those references without looking, right? So those of you who are still thinking of cheating and dodging, just remember, even if you get 100 out of 100, you may impress me, but what you're going to do in the CIE. Therefore, in this activity, in the sessions with me, please make sure you're truthful, you're honest, and if you don't know, you don't know. That's fine. That's what we're doing here, right? You learn it, inshallah. Right? So that's something important. And so write them down, and then, inshallah ta'ala, we're going to be that's one, and we'll move on to the second one. That is our unit number 3. That is the life of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wa alihi wasallam. If any one of you have any, you can raise your hand. That is there with you. And also, what do you call it? I want you to access you. You will see, inshallah ta'ala, yourself that this is not something which is. So this was the activity I was talking about. Test of the beliefs of you have to select 2 topics. And those 2 topics you have to write. I told you to write references only. Right? So in unit number 8, the references are very, very important. Now, we're moving onwards to the past review and guess the topic. So the activity is guess the topic. I'm going to show you the questions. I want you to be attentive, and I want you to, and your mic should be open as well. So, Lena, please open the mic, and what do you call it? Because we're not going to wait, because remember we started in 2009, and inshallah we're going to finish the rest. All right, let's start with the first one, and the first one is write an account of the first migration, hijrah of the Muslims to Abyssinia. What's the topic? What's the topic, Alina?
Abyssinia.
Migration to Abyssinia. Very good. Number 2. Why did the people of Makkah pursue these Muslims? Which topic?
Persecution.
Look at part A. Part A is talking about which migration?
Migration to Abyssinia.
Abyssinia. So why did the people of Makkah pursue these Muslims? Meaning they followed them. Remember when they were migrating from Makkah to Abyssinia, so the Makkans were looking for them. So this is migration to Abyssinia. Then, next one. Describe the events, 2 of the battles fought by the Prophet while he was as a leader of the community of Medina. Yes, 2 battles. You're going to write down.
Battle of Badr and Uhud.
Very good. Battle of Badr and Uhud. Well done. Yes. How does his conduct in one of these battles provide a model for the Muslims when they face difficulties? Yes. Which battle are you going to choose for this answer?
Battle of Badr.
Okay. So, what were the difficulties faced in Battle of Badr? What were the difficulties faced in Battle of Badr? Yes. Yes, Alina. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. If you don't know, just tell me I don't know. Yes, Alina. Okay. Alina, write down in a paper, June 2009, 3B. June 2009, 3B. Done?
Yes.
Good. Let's move on to the next one. November 09, 5A. Trace the events that led up to the Prophet's migration. Which topic is this?
Migration to Medina. Events
Very
that led up.
good. Yeah, well done. It's events that led to the Prophet's migration. Very good. Well done. This is a very tricky question. Okay, we got 2 more questions there. Explain the importance of the pledges of Aqaba to the Prophet in the period leading up to the migration. So which topic is that? What is the topic?
Pledges of Aqaba.
Pledges of Aqaba. Very good. Okay. Then November 093A, describe the 2 events from the life of the Prophet ﷺ, illustrate the way he treated non-Muslims. Which topic?
Relationship with the Quraysh.
Come on, doesn't matter. Come on, come up with your solution which comes to your mind. Look, 2 events from the life of the Prophet that illustrate, that explain the way he treated non-Muslims. This is actually 3B, the application, treatment with non-Muslims. This is a topic there in unit number 3. If you notice, once the life of the Prophet finishes, I explained you yesterday that there is a second part, I call it 3B, and that deals with the application. Understood or not? Good. Next. How can these examples help Muslims today in their relationship with non-Muslims? Which topic? Come on, Alina. Which topic? I just told you. Which topic? Which topic? The topic is relationship with the non-Muslims. Okay, Ubaid has just joined us. Ubaid, we're doing the activity of unit number 3, and the what you have to do is guess the topic. Right, the question will be in front of you, and you just need to guess the topic. What does the Prophet's first experience of the revelation tell us about the nature of prophethood in Islam? November 092B. Yes. Which topic is that? Switch on your mics, please, and quickly tell me the topic. That tells us about the nature of the prophethood. Yes, Ubaid. Ubaid.
Yes, sir.
Which topic? Hurry up.
The references. Sir, I have written in the 2 topics, belief in books and Tawheed.
My question is, what you see in front of you, right? This one that I'll make it big for you. November 092B. What does the Prophet's process extending the revelation tells us about the nature of prophethood in Islam? So which topic is this? Yes. Alina, which topic is that?
Sir, I cleared my Wi-Fi. Could you repeat?
Sorry, Alina, I missed it. Say that. Which topic is that?
Revelations.
Yes, this is revelation. Right? The first revelation. That's the topic. Good. It's tricky. You see, he talks to the prophet of this name. You think that, okay, this is going to be, what do you call it, prophet from unit number 8. But remember, it's paper 1. All right, move on to 2010. Write about the life of the prophet up until the first revelation. What's the topic? Ubaid, what's the topic? Prophet's life until revelation. What's the topic? That quickly switch on your
Early
mic.
biography.
Early biography. No, clarify more. Clarify more. What's the yes? Abdul Rahman has just joined us. Abdul Rahman, we are doing an activity that is the fastest come in front of you. That is unit 3. What you have to tell me that. Okay. Okay. So this one is, as Ubaid said, this is actually early life of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and until the first revelation. Very good. Next one. Describe the events relating to the Prophet's experience in the cave. Yes, please. Topic. Abdul Rahman. Which topic is that?
So first revelation
Immigration to
and
ABC.
addition- immigration to क्या कहते हैं? अभी नहीं है. Immigration to Yasrib and first revelation.
No, Abdul Rahman.
Sir,
Okay, Alina.
that has Abu Bakr and
Stop. Yes, Alina. Alina, you tell me now.
Cave of Hira and Cave of Sor.
Yes, very right. Experience in the caves. The Prophet ﷺ first is and describe the events relating to that. Right? The cave, and what were those caves? The cave of Sor and cave of Hira. Right? Abdul Rahman, clear? Any question? Explain the significance of one of these experiences for the development of Islam. Which event is it talking about? Which experience is it talking about? Bad. Yes, bad. Bad. Which experiences?
Sir, can you minimize the screen?
Yeah, sure. Speak from there. Alina, Ruman, if you have any difficulty reading from the screen at this point, please raise your hand. If you have no, please don't raise your hand. I think everyone's comfortable. The significance, yes, Ubaid. Quick, Ubaid. Alina, write in your copy. A. Obvious, this is paper 1. In 10 4A. Okay. Yes, Ubaid, I'm waiting for the answer, please. The significance of these, which experiences is primarily asking. Alina, you want to say that answer?
In the Cave of Hira, he got the first revelation.
Very good. The experiences in the cave. So what is the importance of those experiences, of significance of one of these experiences for what? For development of Islam. Right. We move on. Why was his relationship with his wife Khadija important for him? It's a very critical question, right? And a very tricky question. But alhamdulillah, yes. So what's the topic? What's the topic? Bad. What's the topic? Bad. What's the topic? Abdul Rahman is saying my voice is not clear. Is that right? Rina, his voice is not clear? Okay. Right. So, the topic is relationship with Khadija radiallahu anha. Yes. 5A. Abdul Rahman, could you read the question, please? 5A. Okay, champions. The question 10 I was talking about is this one. Quickly, can I have the answer, please? Which topic is that? The position of women as wives, daughters. This is a very, very important question from 3B. Yes, please. Yes, Ubad, which topic is that? This one. Which topic is this? Ubad, you can hear me?
Sir, now I'm yes, I'm hearing you.
Okay. Which topic is that? Quickly, please. This one.
God relationship with His creation.
No. Alina, which question is this?
Position of women.
Have you read this question? Have you prepared for this question? Abdur Rahman, this question. This one. The position of women or the teachings of Islam regarding the position of women in as wives, daughters, and mothers. This is actually there is a topic where it's a 10 marks question. It used to be a very famous question, and is still right. And it came in 2010. So please do prepare that question. This is status of women or position of women in Islam as wives, daughters, and mothers. If you don't know the answer to this, please do email it to me. I will send you the answer. Okay. Then we move on to the next one. Write about these teachings of the relationship between men and women. It's against the same thing. Is the B part of the same question. Status of women in Islam. Outline the events of the Prophet's journey from Makkah to Medina. Which journey is that? Bad. Which journey is this? Which journey is this?
Outline the main.
Sorry, say that
Sir,
again.
Sir, I was reading question. Just 1 minute.
This one.
Yes, I'm. Sir, Makkah to immigration to Yathrib.
Yes, come on. You should come in a minute like that. Come on, hurry up. All right, good. Well done. What was the significance of the journey for the Muslims? That is, what is the importance of migration for the Muslims? So this is again related to migration. Then describe the main difficulties encountered by the Prophet himself during his time in Makkah. That is difficulties faced by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Then there's a question, how does his conduct in one of these difficulties provide? Which difficulties? These difficulties encountered by the Prophet here. And provide an example for the Muslims today. So again, a very common question. Move on to 2011. It looks like, inshallah, we're going to do this. We'll be able to do up to 2011 today. So give an account of the events, the Prophet's night journey and ascension, Isra and Mi'raj. Right. Then explain the importance of this event to Prophet himself. Right. So this is an important
the importance of the Isra and Mi'raj and how it is important to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That's the topic. Then describe the main difficulties by difficulties by the followers of the Makkah. This is something very important, right? People start writing about the prophets here, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. No, the examiner is asking you about the followers. So this is very, very important. So majority is, yes, you can give 2-3 lines or 4 lines on the prophet as well, but majority is going to be there, like Bilal bin Rabah, Ammar bin Yasir, Khabbab bin Ard, Ridwanullah Majma'in, so Uthman bin Affan, and then Abu Bakr Siddiq, then what do you call it? So all these, Abdurrahman bin Auf, Ridwanullah Majma'in.
Yasir's wife.
Yeah, that's right. There's Ammar bin Yasir's mother and father. So
Bilal, the network.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, the next one is, what can these stories teach Muslims in their everyday lives today? Right. So what we learn from them, what lessons we learn, inshallah ta'ala. Remind me on Tuesday, I'm going to share with you how to answer these events. Those who have studied with me, you already know that which questions can arise from an event. If you notice, look here, importance, lessons, development in Islam, like these questions are being asked, right, from the reference to that event. So inshallah, remind me on Tuesday, we'll have some 5 minutes or something we'll do on that. So then we move on to, why did the Quraysh feel they needed to reject Prophet's message? This is part B, right? And so again, this is regarding, and this is the A part, right, about the Prophet Muhammad's interaction with the Quraysh while he lived in Makkah, before and after the revelation. So here we talk about the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam's interaction with the Quraysh, right? And while he lived there, that is the life before, this is something important, and after. What? Revelation. So revelation actually is a dividing factor, before the life before the revelation and the life after the revelation, right? So this is something important. Any question here? Please feel free to ask. You can raise your hand and you can ask me the question as well. Then we move on to the Prophet's conduct as a leader in 2 of the battles he fought. So this, if you notice, we've already done this question. So again, so just mentioned the 2 battles. And then what can Muslim leaders learn from Prophet's conduct and the relation? I would suggest to you, please prepare this question very well. Okay. And so this question is has no problems and etc. for you. So you prepare this question. So November 11/4A and November 11/4B. So this should be perfect. Okay. Noted. All right. So do you want to do 2012 or shall we finish here? Yes, please. Your choice.
Yes. I want.
All right. Ubaid says yes. Yes, Abdurrahman.
Yes, sir. We should do.
Alina, your choice. Alina, your choice.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's go ahead with it then. 2012. Why less of this? Actually, what lessons can Muslims learn from either of these battles? Which battles? The battle of the 2 battles that I've already said. So this is the 3rd time this question is coming actually, right? So far, this question is repeated 3 times. Like the conduct in the battle, and select 2 battles and then the Prophet's conduct. And then the part B was what the Muslims can learn from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam's conduct. Then describe the main events of relating to the first migration of Muslims to Abyssinia. Right? Main events relating, this is something, main events relating to the first migration. Don't just start writing the first migration happened like this. No. You write down the main events and then you eventually lead to the migration of Abyssinia. Then give an account of the Battle of Khandaq and Khaybar. So, yes, Ubad, you have a question.
Sir, in the first migration, can we mention the first pledge of Aqaba, the second pledge of Aqaba?
Yes, that's a good one. Yes, you can mention, but majority of it actually, what the main events actually will be the persecution. The persecutions were happening because of the persecution went to that extent that eventually they decided that it's about time, and Allah gave the permission, and then they moved to Abyssinia. Clear? All right. Then we move on. So Battle of Khandaq and Khaybar again. So these battles are very important. Battle of Badr, Battle of Uhud, Battle of Trench or Khaybar, and Battle of Khaybar. Sorry, Khandaq or Trench and Khaybar. So these four battles are very important battles. So make sure you know them very well, inshallah ta'ala. And on Tuesday, remember, please remind me, it's coming again and again, what questions can an examiner ask with reference to an event, right? So Battle of Badr is an event. Battle of Khaybar is an event. So what was the importance of making the migration at that time? So which migration? Which migration is he talking about? Yes, please.
Abyssinia.
Migration to Abyssinia.
Migration of Abyssinia. Yes, Alina, what are you saying?
Medina.
Look at the reference. 4b, 4a. So in 4a, what is it talking about? Abyssinia. Right. It's a very similar question that you answered me correctly in the beginning. Right? So that's why I said I want you to be attentive, and I want a quick response from you. Otherwise, it's going to take us 2 hours. We can do the work with camera on, with mic on, and instant response. We can do the whole work in half of the time. Otherwise, you're talking about 2 hours or something. Describe the persecution faced by the Muslims in Makkah. Again, persecutions of the Muslims. Then, what can Muslims in modern times learn?
The early conversion.
Ubad, say that again. Ubad, say that again, please.
Sir, the topic was persecution of early converts.
Yeah, that's right. The persecution by the Makkans or the early Muslims, right? So what can the Muslims learn in the modern times? Like we'll mention the Palestine and the Kashmir, and they remain steadfast and continue to strive for the struggle and all that. Anyway, moving onwards, as I think Ubad was mentioning about it, account of the events surrounding the pledges of Aqaba and main details of them. You see, there are two, now it's actually 5 plus 5. 5 points is for that question, which is events surrounding the pledges of Aqaba, right? And then 5 points for the main details of the pledges of Aqaba. Clear? Although they don't say officially that it is 5 plus 5 like this now, but this is how they have actually combined the two questions together and made it a 10 marks question. And then how were these pledges important to the future community of the Muslims. Right? Again, importance of that. All right. This probably is going to be the last slides of the day, and inshallah ta'ala, we're going to be so continuing inshallah ta'ala next time. Describe the events of the conquest of Makkah, right? So events of the conquest of Makkah. So you got to be careful. You're not going to start writing the story from the top all the way conquest of Makkah. So you got to divide it in small paragraphs, that which events happens, right? And then also briefly describe how Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam started, how Rasulullah and kindness of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and secrecy of the Rasul. Nobody knew where they're going. This is very interesting. 10,000 people marching, and they are not aware where they're going. Okay, they come to know they're marching towards that, but towards Makkah, but they don't know exactly they're going towards Makkah or towards the east or the west or where, right? So that number one, that shows obedience, and it also shows a strategy that if everyone knows about it, what they're going to do, so the Makkans would have prepared for that and all this. Why are the actions of the Prophet after the conquest important to Muslims to learn from? Right? The greatest thing is forgiveness. Then the order that he developed and all that, and then the assigning duties and all that, and then moving onwards. Write about the events of the first year of the Prophet's arrival in Medina Munawwara. Right, so that's again, this is very important, right? Events. So, or the events in the first year that happens, you're going to write it down in Medina Munawwara, in this question. Then we move on. What lessons can Muslims learn from the Brotherhood? Now, this is a question which is very unique. This is not a very common question. And to some of my students, actually, I teach this question at the end once I've taught you the whole syllabus. So the lessons from the Brotherhood that was created in Medina Munawwara. I'm talking about Mawakhat, right? So this is something important. Write an account of the, but I would recommend, please do have a look, those who are not my students, so just please look at your past papers, June 13, 3B, paper 1. So have a look at that question. This is an important question. Write an account of the Battle of Badr, piece of cake, right? So you can easily write about the Battle of Badr. Then we have, can the Prophet's conduct during the battle contain lessons for the military leaders today? Give reasons for your answer. So it's asking for reasons, and based on what the Prophet's conduct during the battle, right? So this is something, again, a clever question. So you have to handle it very carefully. Describe the events of the final year of the Prophet's life. So here, if you notice, it was asking for the first year, right? Here up at the top. So he was asking for the first year of the prophethood. And now in here, he's asking for the final year of the Prophet's life. So as I was telling you in the first session, my recommendation to you would be that make a chart of the Prophet's life of unit number 3, like year 1, what happened? Year 2, this happened. Year 3, like that. And then, especially in Medina Munawwara particularly, after Hijrah, so do the first year of Hijrah, second year of Hijrah, and all that. And if you have any difficulty for that, please do let me know about it. And if you're done, you can email it to me, share it with me. I'll inshallah ta'ala check your work as well. So explain any 2 teachings given but in the Prophet's farewell sermon. Now, this is again not a very popular question, but the good thing is he's asking 2 teachings, because he's asking a 4 marks question. The examiner can't ask you the great detail about the farewell sermon, but he can. But in a 4 marks question, he just asks you for 2 things, which is again a piece of cake. With those of you who have done the farewell sermon consists of at least 16 teachings, right? And so therefore, I think 22 points, those who have studied with me, look at your copies, you will have 22 points, 22, 16 or 22 points there. So, so that one, again, so identify those things and then you write about them. So this is how you will attempt this question. Any more questions you have from your side? That's all from my side today. And we are left with 2014 to 2018. So inshallah ta'ala, next time from 6 o'clock to 6:15, we'll do this. And what's the, it's Tuesday. I gave the, yes, we have a, the 6 personalities that I gave you. You have to give me 15 points each on those 16 personalities. So on Tuesday, that your work is that you have to learn those 6 personalities and also, what do you call it, tell us. So I'll test you on that. And before that, what we're going to do is we're going to go through the Unit 3 questions. And so we'll finish with Unit 3's questions. And then we're going to move on to that test of, you're going to be writing 15 points. I'll select one of the personalities out of the 6. I'll explain you again, tell you again those personalities. Number 1 is Sayyida Khadija, Sayyida Aisha, Sayyida Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anhu, Umar bin al-Khattab radiallahu anhu, Usman bin Affan radiallahu ta'ala anhu, Ali bin Abi Talib radiallahu ta'ala anhu. So these are the 6 personalities, Ridwanullahum ajma'in. These are the 6 personalities that I will be testing. I need, you have to learn 15 points and I will ask you to write it down. So, and then we'll move on after to unit number 4. Any questions so far? If you have any questions, you could write it down in the chat or you can raise your hand and then I will ask you. Yes. So we have no questions. All right, that's great. So everyone take good care of yourselves, and that's all from my side, and inshallah ta'ala see you Tuesday at 6 o'clock. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.